Welcome back. We are here for the Between Lilacs in the Dark, episode 9. Oh my gosh. So, we have the Mask of Catharsis on the board for our hunters to narrate. And that, as a reminder, is Mask of Catharsis. Each hunter narrates a flashback to a time they felt released of all their burdens. Whomever wants to start.
Elinor had been called out to the countryside to visit an aunt, and had ended up sharing a carriage with what appeared to be a besotted husband and wife heading to the same township. It was too poorly lit to study or write or do anything she would consider useful, and so she'd been dozing fitfully, trying to ignore the giggling couple, when there was a giant thump, and the carriage rolled a few more feet and listed violently to one side before coming to a stop. The driver helped them all down to the side of the road and begged their patience while he tried to see if it was a problem he could fix alone. It turned out to be broken in a way past his ability to fix, and he told them he would be riding back to the town they just passed. The couple started to bicker, and Elinor, despite knowing she shouldn't wander, wandered a bit down the path. It was a pleasant night, full of the sound of frogs and insects, and she ended up lying down on a grassy knoll and looking up at the stars. She couldn't remember the last time there hadn't been something she could do, some work she was already behind on, some social obligation. But here was just the night sounds and so many more stars than there were in the city, and she felt herself drift as if the night sky was a pond she used to float in as a kid.
We see Rose on a train. Um, it's it's broad daylight. She's in a train. It's it's steam. It's chugging. The train is chugging along. She is sitting in what appears to be like the first class compartment of the train. Um, she is not dressed like we normally see her. She's dressed in she's um, you know, she's dressed very well. I mean, she's dressed like a wealthy heiress who is traveling. She's got a fair amount of baggage. Um, but she is leaning back. She's leaning back in the seat of the train. She's got she's I think she's got like a newspaper in her hand, and the newspaper is well, it's a New York City newspaper. Um, and when we look out the trim, I think we look out the window and she's clearly at a platform, and she is in Pennsylvania Station, heading west. Um, like the we look out the sign and we see this train is bound for Chicago. And looking at you know looking at the front page of the paper, you know I guess this would be on like page 2 or page 3. Um um you know you know where is with it, there's like a like in like the got like a it might be in like the gossip column, like news from Boston. Where is like where is where is like where is Mildred Williamson? And she looks at that and she just kind of chuckles, folds up the paper, sets it down. A porter comes in and asks if she would like anything, and she orders a bottle of champagne. Oh, and and like where is like where is she? There is there's like a newspaper like lithograph of her, but maybe 4 or 5 years younger.
The cell door swings, and Jack blinks his blood-crusted eyes open as the brute with the tongs and the old man with the rubber gloves each gasp and drop to a knee. "You are dismissed," says the young woman, in a voice that presumes it will be obeyed. They look at each other and think better of speaking back, leaving her alone with the bloody wreck. Our predecessor has held you here for enough time to make it clear that whatever secret your body keeps will not be pried from it by these brute methods. Now that we are on the throne, we will not countenance a continuation of your suffering. Any crimes you may have committed are herewith pardoned, and we offer you the opportunity of fellowship with others who have their own secrets. Do not cause us to regret our clemency. She turns and strides out, saying, "Release him," to the astonished jailers.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to make a mention, and I forgot to say this earlier. I forget whether you were here for this or not, but there were foreign visitors to Hargrave House. A foreign visitor.
You kind of buried the lead with this one, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, the foreign visitor was a Mr. Taggart, looking for a Mildred.
I might have sassed him a little.
A little.
Good. That Taggart. Had we established where Ms. Larrabee had been when Mr. Taggart came looking, or was she like not at? No, was she truly not at home, or
Out. I
out?
think this is as far as we'd gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it as far as out. That's it.
My question was she my question was, did you establish that she was hiding elsewhere in the house, or was she simply not there?
Not there.
Not there. You
Awesome.
were out
Indisposed.
being a functional alcoholic.
Yeah, probably. In fact, I mean, like, I'll even offer this. If you want to roll your, I know this is out of order, but I don't care. If you want to roll your cruel as a harlot's curse, because I believe you took that move, you can totally
I did
do
indeed
so.
take that move. So
Roll
this
it.
is something. Could we say we had? Could I say we that? Could I say that was
From one of the
that?
night moves, one of the night phases that you missed. Go for it.
Awesome. Okay. Well,
Because
let me
it's
just.
like if you do a clue thing, then yeah, that's totally it. I'll allow it.
Okay, so let me just read the move for the benefit of anyone who might be watching this. As cruel as the harlot's curse. When you indulge your vice alone in the dark and seedy underbelly of London in order to deaden your senses, roll with vitality. On a hit, clear a condition and choose one from the list below. On a 10 plus, choose two. Yeah, so oh, it's been almost 2 months. I the player am blanking on the name of that other like establishment that was like the first mystery. Had something to do with birds.
Little blackbirds? Something
Little
blackbird?
blackbirds. Yeah, I think she went. Yeah, I think she's gone back. I think she just kind of like went back to the bar at Little Blackbirds because maybe they're probably not gonna like worry about her having to close her tab since she helped them out. And I think she was there.
You'll notice that it's not like they not only recognize you as helping them out, but you'll notice that the bar is now completely renovated and fixed up, actually better than before, like the card room bar, because they'll have a tiny plaque in there saying through the beneficiary, like whatever, sponsored by, or however they say it, like fancy.
Beneficence.
Beneficence. Thank you. I was trying to figure out the word.
From our benefactor.
Right, but from our benefactor, Mrs. Pemberton Potts.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think it's pretty late at night.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rose is probably on her third or possibly fourth double bourbon, and she's pretty soused. But she's like talking about, she's talking with the bartender, and is like basically giving an embellished account of her exploits as a member of the Wild West traveling show. And he tells her to put her gun away when she pulls it out to demonstrate, which she does comply with. And now I need to pull out my.
Oh yeah.
Find my
Which dice? Info tab. It should be.
Info tab.
Whatever it tells you to roll with.
Okay, and I am rolling 2 dice. And what is my vitality? It is 2d6 plus 1. Roll them. I got a 7.
Okay. On a hit, clear a condition. Ooh, choose one.
I think I'm going to clear drained here.
Perfect. Okay.
Because even though she's really soused, this is like she's kind of in her element here.
No problem. Okay, and then you pick one of those
Choose
things.
one. So let's see. My options are: you don't draw any unwanted attention, you befriend a side character, you gain some resistance to your curse on your next quickening roll, increase the success tier by 1 step, or you stumble on a clue. I am going to take that middle. I'm going to take that middle one. You gain some resistance to your curse.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which generally means I probably did draw unwanted attention because I started waving my gun around to demonstrate like I got up and I started to show my six gun skills,
Mhm.
but she is really drunk and is kind
Yeah.
of like fumbling with her gun, and either the bartender or one of the other patrons basically is able to put their hand on her hand to maybe playing with guns not such a great idea.
Actually, I think instead of the bartender, I think you will see a very elegant hand put their hand on yours on top of the gun to stop you from like waving it around and being a bit uh, reckless about it. And when you follow the hand to the arm, which is, well clothed, you'll look into the spectacled eyes of Dr. Holzer. You seem to be a bit intoxicated, Miss Larrabee. Do you need assistance in getting home?
Well, I do thank you, kind sir, for offering, but I've been worse off than this and managed to find my way home. But you're right. I probably should call it a night.
If you
And
would, if you would permit, I can assist and make sure that you arrive back at Hargrave House safely.
she looks him up and down. Um,
He bows.
well, I would appreciate. I would not mind the company.
At the very
And
least.
I think she settles her tab, and we'll we'll go out and I guess call a hansom to head on back. And yeah, I guess she will have a conversation with the doctor here.
Certainly. If you want, and we don't have to role play it out, but I mean, if you want, like in conversation with said doctor, if you want to, like, either conversationally or by observation, if you'd like to create a clue, and you just tell me which threat you want to create a clue on.
Oh, okay.
Because, or sorry, I mean, like, you just wanted to just get
Yeah,
a thing on quickening roll.
I'm taking the advantage, so I'm
Oh,
going to
okay.
take advantage.
On
Although
quickening, okay. But if you want to
I'm
do an
going to take advantage on the
information
quickening.
move,
Although yes, and in the ride back, I would like to engage him in conversation. And so this is not the same doctor who's the player. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to keep my character straight here because it's been a few weeks since I played. This is not the guy that's in charge of the Order of Azure Eyes.
correct. This is the one of the wards of Mrs. Pemberton Potts.
Ah, okay. I think I will just flat out ask him if if he's a doctor. I'm going to ask him if so have you know so as a physician in London, um, have you heard of Dr. Klausner? And if so, do you have any opinion of him?
He just kind of like sits back in the carriage seat and just folds his arms and just kind of smirks a little bit. Yes, I have heard of Dr. Klauser. Uh, what would you like to know?
Give me, the player, just a moment to reread the threat, because again, it's been a few weeks and I don't remember. He is a hypnotherapist. I am going to basically ask him what his opinion of Dr. Klausner's methodology is, and what his opinion, and if it is favorable, what about it impresses him? If it is unfavorable, like what is it? Something specific that he's not he does not approve of.
All right. Well, I'm going to call an information move on that one
Yep.
to see. Um,
I'm guessing I'm going with presence here, unless we're talking weird and sensitivity would come in.
Not weird. This is you strictly talking.
Straight.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to roll with reason, which is 2d6 plus 1. I got a 9.
Okay. His opinion of Dr. Klauser.
What does he think of Klauser and his methodology, and hopefully a little bit of the why. But I rolled a 9.
Yeah.
I rolled a 7 and 9, so being vague is totally cool.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can. So he's sitting back in his seat, and you see that smirk on his face, and he just kind of like looks down at his folded arms for a little bit, and he laughs. His methodology. Hypnotherapy is something of a science. And he sounds very skeptical when he says that. And his methods are, how you say, I believe, sketchy at best. I have seen him with books on botany and well used. One could almost say well loved. So, you ask me what I think of Dr. Klauser's methods.
Botany, you say? Interesting.
Not just botany. Occult botany.
So, arcane or mystical plants.
Yes. Just kind of shrugs at that.
Well, I mean, out west there are some people that eat this cactus that makes them see things, and so yeah, I suppose that sort of thing could work, but yeah,
Now,
who knows?
my how do you say? My grandmother had believed in tisanes and special teas, so perhaps that is something similar, but I've seen the notes. I've seen the symbols. I hold no stock in those myself.
So you're saying that the good doctor is less a practitioner of science than a practitioner of, oh, I guess we might say magic.
And he just kind of like, shrugs his shoulders. I am saying, oh, what is that saying that they have? I am neither confirming nor denying.
Where have I heard that before? She smiles.
He smiles back. And he will actually come over and sit next to you just to check your pulse. Are you sure you are going to be all right?
I perhaps should not have had that fourth double bourbon, but other than that, I'll be fine.
Ah,
Might have a headache in the morning, but well, that's what the hair of the dog is for, right?
well, as a physician, just be more circumspect with your health, I should say, as he lets his fingers linger on your wrist as you take the ride home. But that is your
Okay,
clue. Your clue
cool.
is a book on occult botany with many dog-eared pages and notes scribbled along the margins. And I would like to know how you feel about Dr. Holzer taking what seems to be a bit of an interest in Larrabee.
I think Rose is more curious than anything else because this doctor isn't really her type. But I think she thinks that, I mean, I don't think she wants to try to lead him on or anything, but having, like, having another physician contact might be good. Um, so, she's, if he tries to take it to another level, I think she'll rebuff him, but I don't think she's going to, I don't think she's going to do anything in particular here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless she's trying to make a move on her. But if he's more or less being a gentleman, but making himself known that he is interested.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, I think she'll kind of demur on that and feign that she doesn't notice.
Okay. All right, fair. Uh, Trying to think of where you got those other two conditions now that I think about it. I think, you know what? Replace shaken up with demurely curious.
I can do that.
Yep.
That's a
You
that's
fount
better.
of demureness.
So, you make it home. He sees you
I was going to say
home.
and that's a more interesting condition anyway. So thank you.
You're welcome. And like so basically he sees you home and he just like, jumps out of the carriage and I mean, she's down the street. So like he just hops out of the carriage as well and just makes sure that you get into Hargrave House okay and then walks back to Pemberton
Got it.
Potts's.
And
Yep.
it's like 3 a.m. when she stumbles in.
Probably Lady Ross Carter is like fast asleep in her bed after getting embarrassed. I don't know whether Dr. Whitford and Jack have made it home just yet from beating up or from dispatching Patrick at 3 a.m. But if they are, great. If they're not, I don't know. Maybe
Got
they're
it.
downstairs. Who knows?
Got it. I think so. I think yeah, so I think when Rose gets in, we don't need to dwell on this. I mean, I think she'll go into the kitchen, fetch herself a couple of glasses, have like a couple of glasses of water, and then just go up to bed.
Yep. Cool. All right. Awesome. So, now we're time jumping and going to the rest of day phase after everything else had happened. Uh, doctor. Yeah. Were you guys doing that in the morning, like where you were discussing over the uh, the body.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you did the vulnerable move downstairs in Dr. Whitford's lab, and
Yep.
then Lady Ross Carter had come down later for her breakfast, and Mrs. McGarity was very worried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then we can just say that like Larrabee shuffled down way after that, having had a very long night. So, all right. So, where would you like, or what would you like to do for day phase? Would you like to? We'll call that the, obviously something completely different. So, if you want to have a vulnerable move, Larrabee, I mean, you totally can. You just have to pick which one of these fine colleagues of yours you want to have a vulnerable move with.
I am no longer muted. Yeah, I would like to have a vulnerable move with somebody. Does
Dr.
anyone
Whitford
have
seems to have
conditions that?
anxious.
Well, I would be happy to have a vulnerable move with Dr. Whitford, if that's okay. So if it's
Vice. Vice needs to be in play, and you can set it up. And whomever's vice it is gets to talk freely about their past.
so
See,
we're thinking it's we think it's like at the dining room table for breakfast, or I guess it might be lunch for you, even if it's breakfast for Rose. Does that sound good to you, or
That sounds fun to me.
okay? So yeah, I think yeah. So Rose shambles down. She looks. I won't say disheveled, but she looks even. She looks like she's had a rough night. Sits down and I think she'll ask the you know, and I can never remember the name of our housekeeper,
Mrs. McGarity.
Mrs. McGarity. I'll ask Mrs. McGarity for if she could put on some coffee, please. Um,
You look like something the cat dragged in, Miss Larrabee, if you
would you
don't
like
mind my saying. As she puts down like a what looks like a finely made like roast chicken in front of you, along with some gently braised vegetables in a sauce.
oh, why, thank you. Why, thank you. I hadn't decided what I wanted to have for my first meal of the day, and
You
this looks
need some
fantastic.
fortification. You look like pale as death.
Well, I did kind of have a long night, but I really would like some
I
coffee.
get the impression that all of your nights are long, Miss Larrabee.
Well, it could be. Some of them are longer than others. I mean, we all have long nights in the line of work that we're doing, working out of this place.
Fair point.
Would have, and I think Rose has actually realized, like, now that the food's in front of her, and and she's smelling that she's smelling like this delicious roast chicken. I think she like just starts stucking into it.
Yep. I mean, and McGarity has like shuffled out, and then she'll come back in with her hands behind her back. She proceeds to bring out the teapot and will start to pour out tea.
Mrs. McGarity, you know that I'm not a particular fan of
Ah,
in it. Could I have some bean water, not leaf water?
ugh, fine. Wretched stuff. And then, like, with her other hand, she pours out the coffee instead into a different cup. I will
um,
get you to drink the natural stuff.
What's unnatural about coffee? It's it's beans from a tree that you roast. It's
You
delicious.
are here in London. Be more civilized.
Uh, I and as she walks away, she says, "I have seen several coffee houses here in London."
You just hear a hmm as she goes into the kitchen.
It's never a good idea to anger the person who makes your meals, right?
I didn't think I was angering her. I thought we were just having I thought we were just having a running bit.
Okay.
What do you think I've annoyed her too much? Because honestly, and she looks at the teapot, which is presumably also on the table. I just never liked that stuff.
I imagine your palate's quite dead at this point.
She takes a sip of coffee. Well, you know, and then she takes another fork. She takes another fork. She takes another fork of the chicken and says, "Well, actually, I don't know about that because this is my delicious."
So above table, like, I don't know if you're trying to get me to talk about my past, Mike, or because this is
Um,
clearly my vice, or
I
if
was
you're
going to say
planning on
it's.
introducing something else.
So above table, I'm happy to go either. I'm happy to go either way in this. I can always bring.
Whomever wants to talk freely about their past, I don't care because obviously this is a recipe for either one of you to do your vice. So whichever.
Right.
In the previous scene, I set up that I was probably planning to do hair of the dog and like have a little nip to take the edge off the hangover that she's absolutely dealing with right now.
Just make sure that when you're trying to do the clear the condition part, you discuss whatever
Yeah,
you're trying to get rid of.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So above table, Kim.
All
I'm
right.
happy to do that. I'm happy to let you take lead. Like from a mechanics perspective, I'm most concerned with clearing a condition because I kind of had the full set at the start of the game.
I'm not attached to either.
Okay.
Um, do you want it?
Oh,
I
do you
oh
want to wait. Since okay, let me make a suggestion then. Above board. Let me make a suggestion. Since Dr. Whitford was there when Jack answered the door to the
I was going to say, do you want to talk about?
better start drinking there. Better start drinking
sure.
some.
Yeah, let's do that because Rose doesn't. I don't think anyone's told Rose that Taggart showed up yet. So if you bring that up, like bourbon's gonna hit the table.
Okay. Let's see. I didn't verbatim the message other than was the silly little laugh part of it. Um, do Mads, Jim, do you remember what the message was?
I mean, yeah, I think he just sort of said that he was looking for her and that
Okay.
did he mention her parents?
No, he
No.
mentioned like looking for a Mildred, and
Okay.
then like look referred to Mildred Larrabee. I mean, he didn't know about the
Yeah.
last name,
Okay. Yes,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like we had a thing where he
Just
was
vague
like,
threat.
you know, if you find if when Mildred gets back, you tell her I was here. And I said, should I include the silly little laugh at the end?
Okay.
And so yeah, that was.
Thank you. So, and I think I will be pointedly drinking my tea. You had a gentleman caller while you were out, Miss Larrabee. Someone by the name of,
And she leans in, thinking that you're going to mention that, thinking that you're going to that you're going to name Dr. Holzer.
hey, damn it, I want to butcher.
Really?
I want to butcher the name, but I can't think of a good butchering. Um, Something that started with a T. It was very threatening. Jack seemed to take an instant dislike. Temple? Tag something. Tag along? No. Taggart.
Taggart.
Looking for
Taggart's here.
a Mildred Larrabee, which
And
I can only assume is you.
and I assume the guy had an American accent.
Oh, very much so.
Great.
Friend of
Didn't
yours?
opposite of friend, you might want to say. He works for my parents. And at
Your
this
parents
and
are
it
where
and,
you're here?
and at this point and at this point like from a pocket inside the leather vest she's wearing, she pulls out a hip flask and dumps more bourbon than you've seen her drink at breakfast before. She offers you some.
No. I prefer to keep all of my faculties about me, Miss Larrabee, but I appreciate the offer.
Oh, Taggart's here. Great. Just what I needed. And she takes, she sips some of her fortified coffee. Yeah, my parents didn't approve of me going out west and didn't approve of me going out west and joining a show, and they've been sending letters more and more more and more insistent that I return home. They want to marry me off. I don't want to be married off. Not I don't think I'm the marrying type, if you catch my drift.
That does. I suspect it would take a very specific sort of individual to be happy to be married to you.
She raises and says, I don't think you meant that as a compliment, but I am taking it as such. And
You
she
should
like
take it
raises
in
her, she like,
whichever way best pleases you.
and she like reaches across as if to like clink her coffee cup with your teacup. I didn't think they were gonna. I didn't think they were gonna. I didn't think they were gonna send someone. I don't know how they figured out I was even in London. She says. She
Miss
says, despite
Larrabee?
despite the fact that there's like a big old poster of the Western shows that she was in with a definitely recognizable like lithograph of her on the poster. I have no
Miss
idea how
Larrabee,
they
can
were
I
able to.
ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you consider yourself to be a subtle presence here in London?
Subtle? I mean, London's a big city. Who's going to notice little old me?
Let me ask a different question then. How many people have you seen with a 6-shooter in London?
I mean, I've seen a couple here and there, I guess. Oh wait, no, that was in Chicago. Well, then there was that was in Laredo. Oh, but then there was no, that was Topeka. I mean, y'all have guns though. Y'all have guns on this side of the pond.
If you say so. I will
I
tell you
mean,
that I experience more gunplay in your presence than I experience at any other time in my life. And it's not even really, very few times have I ever seen people return shots. It's mostly you just shoot things. And my thesis here is that that makes you easy to recognize and track. And that were you to actually want your parents not to find you, there might be other lifestyles you could adopt.
fair enough. But part of it is, well, yeah, but gotta be me.
That is fine. You merely expressed confusion, and I wanted to make sure that you were aware
I
of the
just
options available to you.
true. I just didn't. It just flatly didn't occur to me that they would figure out that I'd left the country.
Okay.
Big world. It's a big world.
And now you have been found.
Yeah. She looks off in the distance and says, here Berlin is nice this time of year.
I think you'll see sort of Dr. Whitford compose herself a little bit. If there is something that I can do to be of assistance with your new friend, I can't imagine what it would be, but let me know.
I'll keep that in mind, Doctor. Keep that in mind.
I've clearly, like, Dr. Whitford has exhausted her conversational and niceness and everything. And like you see, there's just no one home anymore. She's there, she's in front of you drinking her tea, and you can keep talking.
I think she does a little bit, but then when she realizes that you're not really responding,
Right. You can talk freely about your
delicious
past
chicken.
at Dr. Whitford for as long as you want.
Yeah, I think she then just turns her attention to the meal and continues to eat in silence.
Okay. So, conditions? What do you think you can reasonably release? Ow, during that conversation. Ouch.
Let's see here.
I forget, is that both of us or just Mike?
Both.
Okay. I feel like insulting Rose is
Get rid of anxiety!
very anxiety relief.
Oh, Dr. Whitford's so damn dry. Sure. It's fine.
Recreational insults.
I think I might I think I've now come to I don't think I'm terribly curious about this. I think she's more resigned, so I think maybe I'm going to clear curiosity just might kill the cat here.
Sure.
If that's okay.
That is perfectly fine. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So, that vulnerable move is down. Girl talk. Yay. All right. That was just so damn funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was great. That was
great.
Girl talk.
Girl talk. Star. Immediate star before I forget. Okay, great. All right. So what would you like to do for the remainder of day phase? Everybody has an opportunity to get some investigation done before we head over to dusk phase and see what you want to do. But I think we can also go to a break. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a break. I was getting there. Hold on. Hold on. You can have the time to think about what you'd like to do for the rest of day phase. Meh.
Oh, yeah. No.
All right, so what have you decided to do for the remainder of day phase?
I mean, I think while Dr. Whitford and Rose were having lunch together, Jack's gonna go over to the West End and drop by the let me see the Langham Hotel.
Ah, nice. Okay. Okay. And then we can do some time jumping around. So what would Dr. Whitford like to do?
Not go back to the things. I don't have a good idea what Dr. Whitford would like to do.
I mean, so I should have gone over this before. I apologize. So the threats that we have currently on the board, Figs Pigs, of course, it's completely done once you have answered the last question and resolved the last threat. You still have 2 family members to capture or destroy. So the 2 questions that you have to deal with are, what type of victim does Obert Fig prefer? Lure Obert Fig to you and then capture or destroy him for complexity 2. And then what did La Hortensia Fig lose that she's trying to recapture or remember? Find La Hortensia and then capture or destroy her. Also a complexity 2. You can do those in any order, but again, the threat is only completely done when you have captured and destroyed, or captured or destroyed the last fig. And I believe that last one has to be done at night. So they should all be done at night. I know, but again, those should be completed to call the threat completely done. And then, Order of Azure Eyes. You decided that the order is not real. So if the order isn't real, what is Dr. Clauser up to? Resolve the threat by confronting Dr. Clauser and satisfying yourself that he means no harm to London, or failing that, by putting a stop to his plans for complexity 4. Okay? So, yeah, currently have 3 clues on the board for that one. And of course, Pinkerton is new. And the question on the board for that is, what unsavory scheme is Taggart pursuing while he's in London? Resolve this threat by confronting Taggart with his shady dealings and convincing him to leave London for complexity 4. Okay?
So Dr. Whitford is uninterested in going anywhere alone at the moment, despite it being broad daylight. Kim, the player, can weave together the clues to answer either of the Fig's questions, I think, but should probably go get more. Mike, what are you feeling up to today?
From a game mechanics perspective, looking at the clues for the various threats, looks like we've got a total of, what did I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 7 clues for Fig's Pigs. Each question is only complexity 2. So, we could answer one at +2 and one at plus. We could attempt to answer one at +2, one at +1 if we wanted to go in that direction. So I think but digging up another clue or two would certainly make that easier. But I think what Rose is currently most interested in is finding out. I think she vaguely knows that Taggart is someone that her parents had dealt with in the past. If it's okay for me to color this, I think she knows that her parents had hired Taggart as a fixer to take care of things that they didn't want to get their own hands dirty with, and so if it's okay to I vaguely know who this guy is, but I don't want to cross him. I'm curious as to what he's up to. So basically, I think Rose is most interested in digging up dirt on Taggart.
Okay. And are you going to the hotel with Jack or separately?
So, Jack, you were going to the hotel to look up Taggart? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I'm going to the hotel to just bang on his door and ask him what's going on. I'm pretty much going to pick a fight with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want him to.
Just okay. So, just to go above, meta conversation here. You don't have to. What's the word? You don't have to confront Taggart necessarily. If Jack wants to do that, that's perfectly fine. But you can still, of course, as always, with CFB, you can always get clues around the area. So, you can investigate that way.
I don't want to, Rose, I don't think Rose does not want to reveal does not want to reveal herself to Taggart. I mean, sure. He clearly knows where she lives, right. But, she doesn't want to make it easy.
Right.
So I think she doesn't want to confront him directly at this time. She wants to, find out. Basically, at this point, she just wants to try to figure out what he knows and or what else he's up to. What's his angle?
Okay. All right. So.
I also one other thing I noticed while we were on break, I put the Pinkerton into play, but I don't think I have. I don't recall that I did the narration that I was supposed to do, which was narrate a scene in which you receive a letter from one of your parents urging you to return home. What does the letter say? Then tell the keeper to put the Pinkerton in play. I do not recall whether I don't recall actually having that, because I think I did that right at the end of right at the end of a session.
Okay. I mean, like you.
I mean, I think I put on the mask right at the end of the session, and I don't think I have done the narration yet.
Got it. My apologies for jumping the gun then.
No, that's
literally.
absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, like,
If I could,
we can
if I could
flashback.
if I could retcon a little bit that scene when Taggart showed up, and basically say that when you see Rose, give her this, and then now she's got, and then if when Taggart showed up, if he handed like Jack or whoever a letter. So that's how she got the letter.
He did not call her Rose.
He did not call her Rose.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, he
He
called her
was
Mildred.
specifically Mildred.
He asked
Yes,
for Mildred.
when you see
Yes.
Mildred, yes, yeah.
Give her this.
Okay, well, Dr. Whitford has extended herself exactly as much as she wishes to Rose. So if Rose does not request help, I'm certainly not going to go pick a fight with Taggart. So I guess that leaves me. Okay, I'm done with the Figs house. I'm not going back to the asylum. Oh, do I want to try to find the orphan, or do I want to go see what I can get from Dr. Clauser?
I mean, there's other places that you can investigate, like around the supposed order. I mean, the salon itself, you can try to like nose about Dr. Clauser's office under cover of professional something or other. I don't know.
I mean, and I assume that Rose would have passed along the stuff about the occult plant use and things like that.
She would have mentioned that at breakfast.
Whether
Absolutely.
that
Exactly.
esoteric angle of research might pique Dr. Whitford's curiosity.
And also too, I mean, like, there was that the discussion about the body that was found, in the or near the inn that Annabelle had talked to you about. So
is that the one that I plucked the eye out of, or is that a different one?
I'm trying to remember now.
Jim, you're nodding, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will I be able to bump into Dr. Clauser somewhere?
You could probably bump into him at the Footman's Inn.
That's where I'll go.
If you want to conveniently do so, sure.
I would love to conveniently bump into Dr. Clausen.
It happens to be like, obviously very near the alley, where the one body was found. So, sure. Dr. Clauser. Okay, and then like Larrabee, where would you like to go to investigate Taggart? I mean, yeah, Taggart without investigating Taggart up front.
So, like, big liners don't come into London super duper often, like from America. So I'm assuming he would have come in on a big liner and not like rented a cabin on a freighter or something like that. So I am gonna go down to the shipyard.
Okay.
To find out. Basically, I'm gonna start like nosing around to try to figure out like what was the last ship that came into London from New York, and if I can nose around there to try to find people that may have seen an American that matches Taggart's description.
Okay.
So basically, I'm trying or like if I could like the other thing is like if I could. Anyway, I want to ask around whether that's the harbor master, see if I can sweet talk my way in to take a look at the passenger roster, or like I just want to find out.
Mike, you don't need to pre-play the scene. Just
thank you.
Tell us where you want to go.
I get ahead of myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna go down to the shipyard and see what I can find.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's start with Jack over at the Langham. Okay, so okay. So this is a paint the scene. Feel free and put this into the records so this way you got it. The Langham. Hotel staff dashing to and fro, and you see great piles of luggage, of course, in their foyer. There's a pair of gentlemen in comfy lobby chairs, enwrapped in conversation in each other. Paint the scene for everyone. The Langham is one of the newer hotels in the city. What do you see that shows how they are putting their best foot forward? What do you see that shows how they are putting their best foot forward?
Character keeper or popcorn?
Whomever's ready.
I got one. Oh, please go ahead.
Bundles of fresh cut flowers, like extravagant, slightly unnecessary, but clearly very fresh. Like they get rid of these flowers the moment something wilts.
Absolutely gorgeous and blooming. Yeah, blooming all over the damn place for sure. Okay.
I think this place has a lot of decorative carved woodwork, like maybe on the door frames. And not only that, it's painted and gilded.
Ooh.
Not completely gilded, but there's
Yeah.
there's gilding on some of the reliefs.
Yeah. Like any of the reliefs that they want people to notice for sure. Okay. Nice.
They have invested in brand new, like no kidding, full size. There are 2 snooker tables in the kind of in the lounge.
Nice.
With brand new equipment and just beautifully felted and all of that.
Wow. Okay. Cool. And that's what you see when you enter into the Langham. And all the activity and the hustle bustle of the guests and visitors who are congregating or checking in or checking out. What do you do first, Jack, as you're here?
Oh, I kind of, I walk in, I look around, I walk up to like I said, there's like a lounge and a restaurant and stuff, and I walk up to the maitre d' and I say, "Oh, forgive me, I seem to have forgotten my jacket, sir. If you could just loan me one."
And he just kind of looks you up and down and says, "Are you sure that you have a room here, sir?"
Yes, Taggart is the name. You can, uh, actually, Jack says, "Yup, Taggart is the name. You can look it up, sir."
Ah, yes, Mr. Taggart. Forgot your key again. Is that what it is?
Well, you guys all, I mean, back in the West, we don't lock no doors, 'cause anybody tries to rustle your stuff, you just plug them.
How very droll, sir. And he will, just tamp down the edges of his tiny mustache, and he will go ahead and turn to the display on the wall and bring down one of the polished keys. Here you are, sir.
And I take it and I squint at him and I bite it like I'm checking to make sure that it's authentic. And then I nod.
You will wipe that down with your kerchief, won't you, sir?
And I say, "Oh, don't you worry, son. There's enough bourbon going through here that I'm sure it's fully sterilized." And then I turn
Indeed.
and I'm gonna look at the number on the key.
Yeah, and it
Walk
basically
up to the room.
right. It basically gives you Taggart's room number, something on the 3rd floor,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yeah. And yeah, you head upstairs to the 3rd floor, and without preamble, I mean, basically you're let into you let yourself into Taggart's room.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place of tall windows that let in a lot of light, palm leaf motif, plush rugs underfoot, and a wonderful paint the scene. I love this one because it's gross. Taggart won't allow any cleaning staff in his room. Looking around, how do you know this? Whomever's ready. Taggart won't allow any cleaning staff in his room. Looking around, how do you know?
You can tell from just looking that the sheets are crunchy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just scattered on the floor, like kind of mostly in a corner, but kind of all over. There's like a whole lot of dirty clothes, socks, underwear. Maybe maybe trousers, but mostly socks, underwear, undershirts, handkerchiefs, just kind of thrown on the floor.
Sure. Okay.
Because when I come cruising into the room, I room, um, um, uh, um, I think when I like do the thing with the door, I kind of push the door open and I hear a click and kind of like flatten myself as like there's a washunk and like a Bowie knife comes shooting out of some contraption that he has set up and boom, chunks itself into the door where my face was if I hadn't dropped.
Nice. Okay.
The old booby trap.
Yeah. After that, what do you do, Jack?
I sigh. I get up, kind of like dust my knees off, shut the door, you know, chunk the knife out of the wall, walk over, carefully rearrange it in his little, whatever, like crossbow that he's got it set up in, right? Chunk, 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 set it back up. And then I'm just gonna kind of wander around and see what's, just poke through stuff,
Sure.
like kick at the sheets and whatever the lift, the poke my nose into the, I don't know if he's got his own bath in here or whatever, but
Yeah. Like we'll say, well, like
yeah.
everybody's got their own. Like it's so modern and new that it's like
Oh,
it's got its own water closet crap.
personal WC. All right,
Sure.
well,
Absolutely.
I mean, and at this point, this is just, a poke around the room.
All right. So go ahead and roll an information move, please, with reason. Unless you're like really like searching, in which case you could like argue for vitality.
No, 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 that's fine. That's fine. I need which dice? These
Yes.
dice. Which is in our info tab, right? Is where
Yes.
we've got our dice
Yep.
dice thing. Here we go. And let me see if I've got. Do I have anything
Anything that you want to
worth?
use to help you, yeah,
Yeah,
for
I'm
advantage.
curious about that. Um,
Helping you search.
nah, I think we'll just roll it and see where we end up.
Okay.
1, 2 dice, and it's just a regular flat roll, so I'm going to total it. That gets me a 6. Okay.
Sorry, always amused by
That's
low
okay.
rolls.
That's all good.
I think as you're coming into the room, and you've reset it all so casually. I think from the water closet, you hear like the distinct cocking of a gun. Well, 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 my friend, what do we have here? Ah, why are you snooping around in my room?
Uh, I would thought it would be obvious. I'm friends with Miss Larrabee, and and you came by our house to harass her. So I thought I would return the favor.
Ah, I did no such thing. I came round to find out where she was. That is not harassment. That is merely asking
Oh,
about
okay.
an
Well,
entity.
then forgive me. I came around for the same reason, to see where you were.
This is harassment. Bam. And he aims it right for your head. Uh, so, uh, yeah.
Yeah, and 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 like and I kind of like, kind of do one of these, okay, all right. And I think, he puts it up and I say, do your worst, sir. And he drills me between the eyes,
Yep.
and I will go ahead and mark deceased.
It's point blank, basically. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So,
That's a
so
6. Yeah.
that is a 6, yes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get shot. So just for anybody who has been following along, and Mike, I mean I think you guys saw this, but I tweaked my resurrection move a little bit. So in this case, um because I'm choosing to die as a result of a keeper reaction to my own move, I mark an XP and I take the condition deceased. And when another hunter has an interaction with my corpse, well, I mean, right now it is actually a corpse. In a later scene, then I can come back. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So yeah, so he drills me and everything goes black, and yeah, and scene.
It's seen. God damn it. Okay.
And I'm gonna mark 1 XP.
Yep.
So someone has to locate you before you resurrect.
So
Ye-
if
yeah.
yes, but if it is like if something happens to my body, like if somebody throws it in a furnace or something like that, then the keeper will tell me where I come back. Like it's not a thing uh you know I have
We don't have
tried to get around it by completely destroying my body, and it never works. I always end up, reappearing somewhere, right?
but we
Coming
probably
back.
don't have to go on a we probably don't have to go on a fetch quest to find Jack's
Well,
body.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see whether he drops it on your doorstep or whatever. But yeah, so there we go.
And I mean, like firing a gun in a hotel is definitely going to attract some attention.
Sure.
We'll see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, but he could just as easily pass it off as something else because God knows.
I mean,
He's been making noise the whole time.
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
I also am legitimately an intruder in his room who
Hmm.
posed as him to get the key.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But Jack is dead, and I pass the spotlight to the rest of the hunters.
We're going to go over to Dr. Whitford, heading over to the Footman Inn. All right. So, let me go over there. The Footman's Inn is, of course, the inn that, had Harrison's, I think it's Harrison's quarters. Um, but it's also like, outside of where, or excuse me, yeah, outside the place where his body was found. And this place has shabby furniture, and you smell a hearty stew, like always bubbling here, just reminding you of maybe simpler days of this place. And of course, also on the heels of that is the smell of stale ale. Okay? Paint the scene for everyone. Despite it being located in a rather shady part of town, the inn makes you feel at ease. How so? This is for everyone. Paint the scene. Okay? Even though it's located in a rather shady part of the city, the inn makes you feel at ease. How so? This is the Footman's Inn.
I think it is. Yeah, it's a shady part of the city, and I'm gonna take that both like literally and physically. You know, the windows are spotless. They're very clean. So what natural light there is comes in, and inside it's remarkably well lit for a for a for the kind of establishment that would be here. So the lighting is fine, and I think also the interior is just it's very well taken care of. It's not opulent, but it's the paint, the paint's in good shape, the woodwork's in good shape, it's got decent carpets. It feels remarkably comfortable for a place in a bad part of town. But really, the big thing is there's a lot of light in here.
I think it smells appreciably better than the outside. Like when you come in, I don't know if it's one particular scent. I don't think it is. Like it's a little bit of the hearth fire, but it just smells clean. Maybe someone's drying herbs somewhere out of sight, but coming in makes it feel more like you've been outside than you did feel when you were outside.
Um, uh, the staff are courteous. They're just, they smile, they greet you, they affect pleasure at your arrival, which is not something that many similar establishments in the neighborhood. It's not an ambiance that they offer.
Yeah, in fact, I think the barman from the back will kind of come out from behind the counter and will kind of come up and while he's rubbing at a mug, with his apron, he'll say, "Ah, haven't seen you about these parts. What can we do you for?"
I was told that I might be able to locate a Dr. Klossner here.
Dr. Klauser, perhaps?
So,
Ah,
yes.
he does keep some quarters over here, but he'd mainly be seen at his fancy office, of course.
Of course.
More by Harley Street, I believe, but it does have some quarters here. But would you be wanting to rent a room for a bit, or interested in staying a spell for a meal?
Love to stay for a meal. You have quite the charming place.
We pride ourselves on our very, very secret recipe and homemade stew.
Is there anything unusual in your stew?
He kind of just like,
Secret is fine, but I had stew with raisins the other day and it was concerning.
miss, nay, no. And he just kind of like makes a grimace. No, nothing that
Okay.
odd.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. May I be so bold as to ask a question?
certainly, certainly. Please, please, sit down, sit down. Take a load off. Travel far?
No, just across the town.
Ah,
Um, ah, I'm so sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Dr. Whitford. It's lovely to meet you.
ah, Akron. Pleasure.
Pleasures
What what
mine, Akron.
question? What question did you have for me, doctor? Sorry.
Oh, no worries. No trouble. I have never met Dr. Klausner, but a colleague recommended him to me as someone who might collaborate on a paper. And you seem like an astute man. I was wondering what your impression of him was.
Seeing as he keeps to himself, it's quite difficult to make an impression or to gain some insight on what he's really thinking behind them spectacles of his. But, let me consider your question. After getting you a bit of a pint and some stew.
That would be lovely.
Certainly, certainly. And then like he kind of like rushes off, and then like we'll come back with a finely turned mug of some stew, and finely turned mug of the ale, and so bowl of the stew, and he'll place both in front of you as he kind of considers your question still. Information. move, please. Presence, reason. I mean, unless you're kind of exerting some kind of
No,
influence on him, then most likely reason, since you're just
not the
asking him.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to use an item
Hmm.
because I have a acceptance letter to submit a paper to a new medical journal, and I'm attempting to pretend I want to collaborate with this gentleman.
Perfect. So go ahead and take that with advantage. So 3d6, take the two highest, plus your reason.
Okay.
Pardon.
Keep the highest two.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry, I haven't done the keep the highest two yet, so I think this is right. But if
Yeah.
not, that's a 10.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, great. Take that. We definitely take that. Okay, so information move. And I will offer it since you have a 10. Would you like to take a mask to bump it up a bit for a mastermind
Oh,
clue?
oh, let's wear my masks. You know what? Why not?
Mask of
I'll
the future or mask of the past?
And the mask of the past can be in any order, or mask of the future can be in any order, right?
Correct.
Oh, you know what? I haven't taken one of those yet. Let's do a darkened threshold.
Oh boy.
I'm going to narrate a scene where I destroy a rival.
I knew that was that was that one. That was the one future mask I didn't take, I believe. Yeah. No problem.
Elinor gets vicious.
Oh yeah, no. That makes perfect sense. Okay, great. Okay, so you don't have to do it now, but I mean like, just kind of tuck that in that you have to do that later.
Okay.
Okay, so let me give you two clues. One is your clue for Order of Azure Eyes, like what he's thinking. And then the other one will be a mastermind clue, but let me do this first. Okay. And always the challenge of like, did I give this to you before? All right. What is his opinion? And again, what's so funny to me is the fact that you and the other group are doing Order of Azure Eyes. I screwed myself up. I admit that. So it's hard for me to remember who has which clues because I'm not giving you the same clues at the same time. So that's why I'm getting confused. Okay. You say that you're doing a paper with Dr. Clauser, yeah? Well, not that I be knowing much about the scientific knowledge that the doctor has, doctor. But I will say that he seems to be one that could possibly be getting around, or could be having his thoughts elsewhere. Reason I say that is because of what I saw when we were doing a mite bit of cleaning in his room the other day. I'd seen a photograph. He was a bit younger, and he was next to this amazingly beautiful woman. And it didn't look like he was
It's okay to speak frankly. I shan't be shocked.
you being a doctor, I can imagine. So she was in she was not wearing all of her clothes.
Understood.
Bit scandalous. So you'll be excusing me if I don't think of him with the utmost respect.
I think that Dr. Whitford will sort of put a hand, like, yeah, if there's like as this conversation is happening, she'll just put her hand on his and go, I appreciate your candor. I had gotten the impression, but didn't want to prejudge. It is nice to know that I should watch out for myself. You've been very kind.
Yes, absolutely. But again, I mean, don't go by me. I'm merely the barman here at the Footman's Inn, and if I have an opinion, it's because of what I see with my own two eyes. It's not because
And
of...
that's why it's not mere. But thank you.
And he smiles at you and says, "Thank you kindly, Doctor." And yeah, let me see. Let me give you a mastermind clue.
I will dig into my delicious raisinless stew.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I know you like watching people, like eat, but do you think that Elinor has a reasonable palate when she does eat?
Yes.
Okay. I think you taste like all the herbs and spices that they actually have here. I mean, like, it's not just plain stew, which is why it's kind of like a secret family recipe or whatever, a homemade, because it actually tastes like something. It's not just dead in the water meat, stringy meat and potatoes, So it's actually pretty tasty. Um,
I think I will say time, or like raise time.
Shh, keep that under your hat.
Oh, to my grave, good sir, to my grave.
And just nods and like just smiles at you for noticing. Yeah. And then the ale is not stale. You smell the stale ale, but like that the ale that's in your mug is not stale at all. Okay, let me see what clues that we have so far. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I put this in here before I forget, because that would suck if I didn't. Dr. Whitford seems to be getting these clues. Since you were the one that examined Harrison Leeds' body, I'm going to say that you see something in the vicinity, or like maybe hanging up on the Footman's Inn's wall, that seems recognizable as Harrison Leeds' possession or something. That reminds you of the victim. Like it could be possibly from him or about him. What do you see?
I don't actually remember anything about Harrison other than it was a person. Let
Yeah.
me look at.
I mean, he's mentioned in the summary of the thread. He was found with like the blue tears streaking his cheeks and bloodied hands, I believe. Yeah, hands
There was
bloodied.
no mention of his profession or.
No, you can make it up if you want. I mean, that's perfectly fine.
I think there's some sort of flyer, but.
Okay.
Um, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
I mean, if you want to say it's something having to do with, I don't know, Harrison being a...
What sort of services would one advertise as providing?
either as a lecturer or also some kind of salesman for a particular like product or something like that, you know? So, and then it could be like a recognizable as like, somebody that looks like uh the corpse, but it is actually Harrison, and Akron will actually tell you that probably.
Okay.
So
I think he sells something. I think he sells lifts for shoes. He sells lifts for men's shoes.
okay, recognize strips
And they're Harrison something or
as Harrison. Oops. Damn it.
Harrison Heighteners.
Oh, nice. Like that. Thank you. Flyer for his heighteners. I can spell.
You could not pay me to figure out where that came from.
Nice. For his heighteners. Lifts for shoes. Nice. And when you call attention to that, it's like, ah, yes. Ah, that'd be a salesman. He was a tenant here. Until he was found dead. Found dead recently. Very odd, the way he was found too. It was just strange. Guess he won't be selling his heighteners anymore, huh?
I guess not. I'm so sorry. It must be awkward to have a body discovered near your place of business.
Well, a mite uncomfortable, of course. That's when all the detective inspectors were coming in to interview us and make sure none of us had any, obviously involvement, but 'tis what it is. But I probably should be taking that flyer down. Again, he won't be selling his heighteners anymore, huh? And he will go to the board, and he'll actually kind of unpin it and then just start to roll it up. And if you'd like, this could be something that you get for your personal quarters, Dr. Whitford.
Sure.
So, yeah. And if you ask for it, he'll give it to you, or he might bin it, and then maybe you retrieve it from the bin for whatever reason. So that's fine. But that is something that you can put into your personal quarters, and it is a mastermind clue. All right. Pardon. And Larrabee, you head down to the docks. We won't specify which one, because obviously you'll see, or you remember from when you made the trip over, the specific place where you landed, where you took the liner and you came over. And yeah, maybe you've headed down to the specific place where the boats would have brought them in. Maybe there's even the harbor master that you had spoken to.
Sure.
At that point. So, Harbor Master Egan. You spot him. Tall, quite mustachioed, and has that air of always being harried, but very precise.
Harbor Master. Been a while. How you doing?
Yes, and then he kind of looks. I think I would recognize ye. You came by. How long ago was it?
Oh, it was a few months ago, I think.
I
A
see.
few months ago, I reckon. I was hoping you might be able to give me some assistance. I'm trying to track down a friend of mine that was supposed to come over on a recent ship, but we've been missing each other, and yeah, anyway. Can I ask what was the last ship that came in? What was the last passenger liner that came in from New York?
That would have been the. Let's see here. Let me look at the schedules here. And then he would look down and he would say, looks like it was the Georgian Mary.
Fantastic. There wouldn't happen to be a passenger roster that I could take a look at. I'm trying to track down whether or not this friend of mine actually made it aboard that ship.
Well, if you tell me your friend's name, I can take a look. See, I would not really want you to be wandering around with my list.
Eh, that sounds fair. Um, Taggart is his name.
Hmm. And he kind of like, takes a bit of a look here. And he kind of like, as he's flipping through his passenger manifest and everything like that. And he kind of like raises an eyebrow at you. It's like a close friend of yours. He's a nosy gossip. So um
Old family friend. Um, Fortunately, that my old family member back in the States hasn't responded to the telegrams I've sent them.
mm,
So I don't rightly know whether or not he actually made the boat or not.
alrighty, well, let's find out, shall we? And then if you want to go ahead and make an information move here.
I will do that. I think I'm using I think I'm trying to sweet talk here, so I think I'm using presence.
Okay. Alrighty. So go ahead and do your
Which dice go?
2d6
Okay.
and presence.
2d6. And my presence is 1. So let's see what we get. I got an 8. Right down the middle.
Okay. Alrighty. So, this is for the Pinkerton. Taggart. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I remember this feller. Ah. Odd. And he kind of like gives you that like weird side eye. He's been getting some news from some of my workers in town. Seems that he's been paying some expenses using some foreign currency, but none of them American dollars. Do you know why he'd be doing that?
So he's been paying in like what? Canadian dollars or like francs or marks or lira?
Anything. Anything else that he can get that he's gotten his hands on, apparently.
Hmm.
Like
He's
as
not
if
using dollars and he's not using pound sterling. That's
no,
unusual.
no.
Ah, Taggart. What have you gotten yourself messed up in this time? Maybe that's why he hasn't gotten. Maybe that's why he hasn't gotten in touch with me.
I mean, I there he is. Looks like he's made it, of course. Yep. But yeah, hopefully he's not gotten himself into a spot of bother, because that seems quite odd. He would have been coming from New York.
Well, that is odd. Well, at least I know he's here. I guess I will go find out. I guess I'll go check his regular haunts. I'm curious why he didn't look me up. Hmm. Anyway,
Well,
because I thought that was the whole point of his trip.
I hope you've been having quite the fine visit.
Well, I hope we will, assuming we can actually find each other. Anyway, if he comes around asking for me, go ahead and tell him that I was asking for him. Hopefully, we'll
Certainly.
be able to meet up.
I, I apologize. I see many an American. You were. Don't tell me. The only thing that comes to mind is a flower.
Yeah, Rose.
Ah,
Um,
will he
yeah,
recognize it if I say Rose?
he will absolutely recognize it if you say Rose was asking after him.
All right. I will let him know.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful visit.
You too. And she tips her hat at him.
And then he kind of like does the pull down a little bit on his little cap, and yeah. So that is that for getting clue. All right, so we're gonna take a 5-minute break for here. Okay, so we're because of time constraints, we're gonna go ahead and like run into dusk phase. So let me go into the play structure here. You can attempt to answer a question if you have collected enough clues and wish to do so. So, any of those things that I mentioned before that you think you have a theory on, and that you want to try and answer before
I'm
we
not.
phase.
I'm not super psyched about rolling flat on Dr. Klauser. I really want to put the screws to him, so we should get a few more clues
Yeah,
for
that's
that,
fine.
I think.
Yeah.
And it's 1-0 Taggart right now. So we're gonna want to accumulate a few more clues for that.
Aw,
But
you
but
don't
we
want to go to a -3? Come
but
on
we
now.
definitely can. Oh, you know
Definitely
what?
could
I
do
guess
figs.
that's a question. Is there in the rules revisions,
Oh,
the various rules revisions that have been going on, is there can you just roll right away, or do you have to
mm,
accumulate a minimum number of clues
hold
before
on.
you
No,
can
no, no. You
actually
do
answer a
have
question?
to. I apologize. It's like you gather a number of clues equal to at least half the question's complexity. So you have
There
to
we
have at
go.
least 2
Okay.
clues
Yeah.
for
Okay.
this
All
one.
right.
Yep.
All
Sorry,
right.
sorry.
And it looks like this character keeper does have that, because under the Pinkerton it says attempt answer. It currently says no.
There we go. All right. Excellent.
Love it, love it, love it.
Excellent. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
cool. It is tracking it, so good. All right. So anyway,
Yeah.
figs.
But
I mean,
we could
Figs.
answer some questions on the figs pigs.
Yeah.
you want to do that?
100%. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any theories? That's the question. Like, what's Obert Fig's favorite type of victim, and what is Hortensia looking for that she lost? So, either one, or what do you think? From the clues
Let
that you
me
see.
go back to the clues.
That's always the
Okay,
hard
so
part.
there's a great deal of red. There's red clothing. The velvet cushions could be red. Um, the wrestler's robe could be red. Initially, I was thinking that Hortensia had either lost a pet, and that was the skeletons and the cushions, and I can fit some other stuff in there. Um, the hair is definitely child E, but I don't have a strong desire for her to have lost or to have child as a victim. So I don't know where that would come from. So I'm thinking she's lost either a cat.
I was just gonna say, I'm just glancing at the safety. I was also kind of thinking children, but I would just wanted to hop over and take a look at the safety tag.
Yep.
We do have an ask first on harm to children.
I should have like written in the notes. Like for me, harm to children means like let's keep a veil and hold on, let me think.
Let's not see it happen
Let's
on
not
camera.
see it. Let's not see it on screen, especially if it's like 15 and under.
Okay.
So let me put that down. Veil.
So in the clue was initially described, it was white blonde child's hair.
It just says, did I say child's hair? It
Nope.
shouldn't have been.
Carefully folded bundle of long.
Oh no, you said it in the. I listened to the recording recently.
Oh, in the recording.
It was a recording thing.
My
but
apologies.
If it could be anyone's long blonde hair.
Yeah, I mean, like I put the clue in as long blonde hair. So I mean, like.
And that was in Hortensia's basket, but we indicated that they're all kind of jumbled. So
I think
go by the way the clue is written, so this way you
Okay.
can keep it as general as possible.
Excellent.
I think what Hortensia lost that she's trying to recapture or remember is her dashing young soldier fiance who was going to take her away from the manual labor, working as a, like in this terrible pie shop, being like a whatever, essentially being a butcher all day long. And they had planned to elope when the family got wind of it, and he ended up in a pie.
So is Hortensia the wife or a daughter?
Wife.
Wife.
She's the wife. Okay. So then then it was an affair. Then it was a paramour that was going to take her away from all of this. And who's the
The singing person in the asylum is her
the
spouse.
figs? It is Titus. Titus is the fig patriarch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he got wind of this, and yeah, yeah. I kind of like this. I kind of like the idea that like Hortensia had enough, and this is crazy, and she wanted out, and this one, customer who, was I think I like the bits of red being stuff from his soldier's uniform. Um, the So let's see. So heap of clothing discarded, dominant color is red. It's a military uniform.
Ooh, nice.
I like it.
The wrestler's robe with the Fix Pig logo on the back. That was what he he was a
He was a sponsor.
he was a wrestler. Yeah, I mean he was,
Okay.
that,
Oh,
that
they were
was
they she was sponsoring him.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, that's 2.
And
Carefully filled
the
the bundle of long blonde
bundle of hair.
hair is the wig that she would wear to impress him. When she saw him coming, she would put this blonde wig on so that it would, so that she would, but she only wore it for him.
Creepy. Okay.
Did it cover her brand?
And it covered so that it would cover the brand on her neck. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it,
Okay.
love it, love it.
+2.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
+2. Who wants
yeah.
to roll? I guess that would be you, Jim, because you're
I
coming
would
up
say
with this
I
theory.
was gonna say this is Jim was the architect of this one, so why don't you roll?
Yeah, I like that. Do we want to? Yeah. I'll roll a +2 here.
Yep.
I'm comfortable with that. Let me
2d6 +2.
Which dice? These dice. 2d6
It's
plus
so
2.
funny.
That is a 14.
14
Dang.
boxcars.
So, right. Okay. So, hold on. All right. 14. Nice. Okay. Incredible. Okay, so basically you are goddamn right, excuse my language. And yeah, this is easy as pie. I mean, shit. I'm not doing anything because honestly with a 14, I usually say have at it, narrative control, you say whatever the hell you want to say. I'm not even going to make it dangerous. I mean, like, you capture her, you tell me how. Do you want to capture her? Do you want to destroy her? I mean, like, what do you do, right? So,
I mean, I think if she wanted out of there, then we just go to her. And yeah, Mike, you look like you've
I
got
was gonna
something in
say,
mind.
she's like disappeared. I mean, she's disappeared when all this happens. She went to his place. He's dead. She's hanging out in
Oh,
her
but she's
dead
like in his flat or something like
Yeah,
that.
she's
Or
hanging out
yeah, okay,
in
yeah,
her
sure.
dead paramour's flat.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and I think if we just go and I think this is just going, we go there, we tell her what happened, tell her to take, whatever, take his wages that he's got there, and um, you know, uh, do we like walk her down to the docks and put her on a ship and tell her to get the hell out of here? Leave these horrors behind?
that's up to you. I mean, again, you guys
I
have
mean,
narrative control
I was gonna
given
say,
such a good roll.
yeah. So like maybe when we confront, so maybe when we confront her, she like basically says that this is she at least claims, and it sure sounds convincing, she was an unwilling participant in this whole thing. And she was trying to get out. She's trying to run away with him, but when her husband found out, you know, her lover that she was going to run away with got chopped up, cooked and got chopped up and cooked in a pie. and and her husband took a certain amount of glee on making her eat it.
That's vile.
Well, he's pretty bad. I mean, the guy is freaking cannibal. So
Kim, do you have anything to add to that, or does this work for you?
Yeah, I was looking back and like, I guess if we capture her and then release her, that's still a capture. I don't think she's an innocent. Like, it sounds like we're trying to paint her as innocent. I don't think that's at all true. And I think that yeah, I'm fine with this. I don't think she was as innocent as this makes her sound. I'm concerned about the future, but for now, she's not in London, and that's about as far as I care.
Are you happier with a thing where where we tell her what happened and she says, well, I have to pay for my part in this, and agrees to, face the music?
And we just take her and hand her over to Scotland Yard.
Yes, I like that better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm good with that.
Yeah, we go to D.I. Pettigrew,
Yeah.
and we tell her that she'll testify, in exchange for leniency.
Right. I'm happy with her trying to sink Titus's.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
for sure. I mean, for the fact that, he was the one that did the dirty deed, and in fact, she'll probably say that while they might have been able to save her arm, like she recounts the whole story about the cave-in and what happened to her arm, like, having to feed her children, keep them alive. Like, she'll say it's like, he completely took it off as punishment. So to try to make her as unattractive as possible to her.
He's like, which hand did you touch his face with?
Exactly.
Okay, I must have missed something because I have no recollection of a cave-in or people eating
Well,
arms.
no, because she would have recounted the story of how she lost her arm in the first place. Yeah, but I mean, like, initially it was just like, feeding part of it to her sons to keep them alive while they were trapped. But like, she lost the whole arm. I mean, this would have been the way she would have recounted the story. Like, the whole arm got lost because he took it. Like, Titus took it because of her betrayal. So yeah.
Into the pie.
Yeah. Punishment. So yeah. I mean, we can call that part done for La Hortensia. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I just realized that if we were still in dusk phase, we forgot to do the quickening.
Well, no. I'm following the structure now. So
okay, got it.
The new structure is you ask the question first, so this way you can start working on the playbook moves and then find out what people want to do for the night phase. Okay, so now we do the playbook moves. So remember that you have advantage, I believe.
Let me double check that. I think
from the move.
It's not advantage. It's like
tier.
Using a mask. You bump it a tier.
Great. Okay, so go ahead and roll. Please.
I'm going to go ahead and roll. I'm going to roll with sensitivity.
Okay.
So that's 2d6, and my sensitivity is now 2. Because I did take an advancement from last time. I bumped my sensitivity by 1.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Oh my! I got an 11 on the die, so that bumps 12 plus.
Okay, and then I forget, you have some really good advantages with the 12 plus, right?
Yeah, with a 12 plus on the quickening, your heightened sense of hearing and smell will help you uncover an additional clue that no other hunter would have been able to detect. So, like during the night phase, I can automatically get a clue that is due to my, heightened animal senses.
Okay. So we need you to be doing something particularly fun and vital.
And also, so that's in addition to on a 10 plus, your body is stronger and faster, and you manage to keep the quickening in check. You roll with advantage when taking any actions that use vitality until the next on phase.
In other words, something very vital that you need to be doing for night phase. Okay. So no holing up in a bar for you. Sorry.
No holding up at a bar. Not tonight.
Not tonight. Nope. 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 You are on the prowl, ma'am.
I'm on the prowl.
Okay.
On the prowl.
The prowl. All right. Okay, doctor. You should have resurrectionists. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with them?
Oh, get another part. And we're going out again.
Oh, you're gonna
night
take Harley
phase,
again?
right?
If you want, sure. If you want Harley's
As
help.
a table, we're unlikely to spend another Hargrave. Yes? Okay.
You want to go out and do stuff? Sure. I mean, 'cause that was
I
gonna
keep
be the next
ending up
question.
places by myself, so I think I'm gonna have Harley this time.
Okay, that's fine. You can totally do that. All right, so basically
I've decided
for...
Harley's wife is Shaky Mary, and I will be bringing her into play at some point.
Oh my God, amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it. Harley's wife. Okay, great. I mean, she might do other things aside from grave robbing, right? I mean, like she might
Oh, I
helping out in other ways.
I have thoughts.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Just yeah, that's fine. But whatever you need. Okay, so no problem. Okay. So you're gonna get a part, and you're doing what now? Bringing him with you.
Bringing a resurrectionist. Do I need to know which one at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just let me know what like who it is.
Yeah.
And then
I will choose them according to what I'm doing.
Oh, right, exactly. I can't ask Clint like what Lady Roscar is doing yet. So we're gonna definitely do a London night phase. Okay. So I gotta pick out a doodad. Gotta pick out an unseen. So while I'm doing that, while I'm picking out a happy unseen, I want you guys to think about what you plan on doing since you've already resolved. Pardon, sorry. You've already resolved one of the figs. Gathering more information, doing more investigation, just gadding about town and causing trouble. I mean, like that is up to you. What would you like to do? Hold on, I've got to figure out what. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Something for everyone. Oh, let's do the bitter end. That's fun too. So, unseen. Picked out an unseen. So, what do you want to do for night phase before I reveal? Do the night phase intro. I mean, we're obviously not going to do the night phase tonight, but I just want to do the intro.
Dr. Whitford knows that Jack went somewhere and didn't come back. If Jack is still not returned,
yeah,
she will either go looking for him or attempt to bully someone else to go looking for him.
I know how to get you to find him, so no worries.
Cool.
Okay.
And I think what Rose wants to do is, unlike what she was interested in doing during the day, now that she's had the quickening, and this time it's feeling really good.
Sure.
I think she does want to confront Taggart now.
Okay.
And just basically she wants to find him and find out what the hell he's doing in London and what his business is with her.
Of course, you can't really shake him down and answer the question yourself.
Oh, I know she can't answer the question. This is oh no, we can't answer the question, but she wants to.
Oh, but I get you. This will be fun. Okay, great.
Yep.
I got you. Okay.
I mean, obviously he's going to be evasive, but she wants to confront him.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, we can't confront it yet. She's going to have to do it later, but yeah.
Okay.
If it's easier for Rose to discover Jack's body, I'm happy to find an alternate activity involving the Fates.
Remember what? Oh, well, I don't know if this has ever been said, but I mean, day phase is for the hunters. Night phase belongs to me.
I'm going to Jack then.
Okay.
Yeah, we say what we want to do, but then the keeper says what we actually do.
Fair.
Okay. So, introducing the night scene, the unseen, excuse me. And this will be the bitter end, which is E11. Okay. There is a brothel in Whitechapel, informally called the Bitter End, which, even by the standards of such disreputable places, is wholly wretched. A young nun, Sister Mary Edward Price, has taken it upon herself to help the Enders, stopping by once a week to provide them with counseling and light medical services. Let's meet the residents of the Bitter End. Okay, so the first one will be Clint. Second one will be Mike. Ah, come on. Sambu. All right. Third one will be Jim. Fourth one will be Kim. And I'm sorry if I followed this order before. It's like I never keep track of myself. I apologize. All right. So that's the unseen that we will be doing for next time when we engage with Night Phase. Okay. And then hopefully we will hear Lady Ross Carter's Mask of Catharsis. You know, if we need to squeeze in a vulnerable move just to make sure that Lady Ross Carter is not that, you know, messed up for the mask.
That's for Lady Ross Carter to decide, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if she chooses to go in with all the conditions, that's perfectly fine too. But yeah, we'll find out what she wants to do coming into Night Phase. Yeah. So, stars and wishes. Stars are things that you enjoyed about tonight's session. Gameplay, roleplay each other, and wishes are what you'd like to see for next time or in the future. Line it up. What would you like to see for your characters? Character keeper order or whoever wants to go first, but I mean, it'll be Mike's. Mike, if you have any stars you want to start
Sure, I can go.
with?
Yeah, stars. Yeah, stars. Kim, big star to you. I loved our opening scene at breakfast. That was fantastic. Super duper fun. I love Dr. Whitford just being like, just like being, just being like casually insulting. I'm not sure if it was playful, but that's how Rose is taking it. Like, oh yeah, I josh around with my friends because that's how they did it in the Wild West show. You showed someone you liked them by teasing them all the damn time. Jim, big star to you for like just getting killed. Like, oh, I rolled 6. Oh, I rolled a 6. Well, boom, I'm dead. Awesome rolling with that. That whole scene was good. I loved the scene of how you were like attempting to impersonate an American when perhaps Rose might very well be the only American that you've had a lot of exposure to. So you're like channeling that, and yeah, because Rose is a kind of atypical American. Yeah, I just that whole scene was fantastic, including like ending with you ending up dead. That was just really really cool. And yeah, Mads, like star to you for the what was I gonna say? Yeah, just like the way you embody all of these side characters is just really fun. I think you do a really great job of like making them all sound and feel very different. So we're definitely dealing with different characters, and I just really enjoy your characterizations. Just really a lot of fun. As for wishes, I I'd like in the future I'd like to try to set up some scenes with Rose perhaps interacting with perhaps a side character she might be romantically inclined to be with. So we'll see what happens. But she's not really into Dr. Holzer.
Can go next. Mike, the list of attempting to figure out where you'd seen someone else shoot someone, and just like the fact you just knocked that out real fast and it was really spot on. Both Jim and Mads, Jack getting the key and the tiny mustache and all the hand gestures and the voices and or Jack biting the key. That was all beautiful. Uh, the Taggart voice, Mads, I love it. I think those are all my, oh, and Jim. Jim, I really appreciate you asking me if I was okay with that outcome. I was dithering. I don't know if I made it dithery face, but I really appreciate you checking in. That was very kind. Stars, or no, stars, that was stars. Wishes. Still super hungry for Jack's backstory. So more Jack. I like having scenes with Jack. And yeah, and I'm actually kind of excited to see like hopped up Rose go do things. So I can't wait to see that unfold.
Yeah, this was fun. This was a little bit more of a spectator episode for like when you get shot in the face. Like right out of the gate, that can kind of happen, but that's kind of baked into this character. So that was totally I'm totally good on that. Mads, kudos to you because one of the things that can be tough with being a keeper is like open doors a thing and we're absolutely sincere about it, but it can be a real challenge when you're like, oh, and now this, suddenly this character's not here and we gotta kind of, sort of move the chairs around the deck a little bit to make sure that everybody can do their thing and stuff like that. And you're handling that really, really well. So just, big star for that because as a person who runs a lot of these, I I I know how challenging that can be, and that's kind of one of the bigger challenges. Because you do, like I said, we absolutely, are utterly sincere about open door. But if you can't make it, you can't make it. That's great. But and the game goes on. But there is some kind of there's not a ton of prep in this, but there is a certain amount of like, thinking about how things are going to go. And then if suddenly somebody can't make it, you're like, oh, okay, well, I gotta, kind of think about new stuff, and you're doing a great job with that. So thank you. Really enjoyed that interaction with Taggart as well. So that was a lot of fun. Kim, your life, your like you're presenting Rose, I think you specifically said something. There was some line that I thought was delightful, which was something about the effect of like, if you don't want people to notice you, perhaps a different lifestyle. I think was something was what she said, which is like just such a Dr. Whitford way to frame it. And that was super fun, super, super fun. Mike, I kind of interrupted you a little bit. I like when you were like when we asked what was going on, but you like responded and you were cool with it and thank you and like that's nice that we can kind of like like have those kinds of conversations too about like when we like how to frame things and and kind of keeping the scene to the scene and stuff like that. So, thank you for that. I really liked um also your like you really don't want to talk about your parents clearly, but you kind of have to. And it's interesting to see Rose forced into a situation where her persona like doesn't cut it. Like it's not, she can't fall back on just, I'm the crazy rootin' tootin' shooty, shooting chick. And because at some point, like this is not a thing where that gets her through this. And so it's neat to see you, you know, kind of kind of figuring out her realizing that and seeing you play that is really really cool. And I'm looking forward to more of that. Wishes looking forward to seeing Mads, what you've got planned for kind of the recovery of my corpse and stuff like that. And also I am just like I am living for being able to tell Taggart, maybe you're not that good of a shot. So, like, not to, whatever, spoil a, a line or something like that, but just to meet Taggart again and see his reaction. I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. And also, uh, I have not had any interaction whatsoever with Lady Pemberton Potts.
Yes, you had. When
Did I?
you had that vision in the forest.
I had a vision in the forest, but I haven't actually I haven't met her on the street or had a
She
conversation
has
or
not sat you down
been
yet.
been in a carriage with her or anything
Hmm,
like
hmm,
that,
hmm.
or or kind of been at loggerheads directly with one of her servants or something like
Sure,
that.
sure, sure.
And so
Okay, okay.
I'm hoping I can get dragged a little more into that stuff too. Oh,
Okay.
that's right. She did invite us to tea. Maybe we can go to tea.
Yes.
That would be
Yes. She
that'd
did
be
invite you
delightful.
all to tea.
That's
Nobody's
right.
taken her up on it yet. My goodness.
Okay. Okay. But
Tea,
yeah,
garbage water.
Oh, wait, wait, wait. No, no, no. You know why? Okay. Because the last one, I got to remember this. Hold on.
yeah.
Tea, gilded invitation. Sorry, I got to make
Yep.
sure that that has to be going to Lady Ross Carter. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
a little more direct involvement of Jack with the mastermind, who I presume we don't know necessarily what her deal is, but I'm intrigued in the fact that she doesn't seem to have any interest in my, whatever what makes me special, or maybe we just don't know that she does. So yeah,
Maybe
curious
you
about
don't.
that.
No. Oh my gosh. You guys are just playing so much fun. I mean, I love the banter between Rose and Dr. Whitford. That was just absolutely hilarious and delightful. Holy crap. And again, I mean, like, it was at a perfect time because the table talk, girl talk, could be either or. It could be Dr. Whitford's vice, it could be Rose's vice, but I mean, just for the fact that you mentioned the bit about Taggart coming by, just instantly put Rose into a crap, it's a double bourbon morning. That was so good. Love it. Oh man. And then so that definitely star for that. Star for, like, being able to, one, pull off the well, actually, there's several things about that. So the conversation between Jack and the concierge guy, oh my God, that was great. I enjoyed that so much. That was so beautiful. And that was the complete improv, which is even more of a joy for me. So thank you, Jim. And going up to Taggart's room, you got the six, and then having Taggart be able to shoot you and then cause you to use your move. And then going into deceased. I loved it. I was just like, finally, I can actually understand. Like, here it is. All right, great. So, star. Absolutely. And then uh with the, hold on. Yeah, and then in talking with, like, everybody, like, just being able to gather the clues for the remainder of day phase, and then, like, with the answering the question, I liked the solution for La Hortensia, and as said before, I appreciate you checking in and getting Kim's take on, well, how can we tweak this to make sure that you're also on board with how this solution could work? Because yeah, I mean, I can see where it would not be completely satisfactory on just like, oh, well, I mean, like, she's, whatever, and then, like, let's just let her go. No, wait a second. I mean, she's been helping out with this whole cannibalism thing too. I mean, does she have any kind of remorse? Who knows? Maybe she wants to turn herself in. Who knows? Or, like, get Titus really, you know, like, in jail and stuff. So I appreciate you all checking in with each other about that sort of thing. So definite star for that. Wishes? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of rough because I'm still revising some things with my own mastermind, given the change in the rules, and yeah, just also trying to hint at some of what she's about. It's a little bit more difficult because in play testing this, I realized that because of your characters, there's some involvement, but not as much as, like, say, the other group for different reasons. And so I have to figure out how this push-pull works. So my wish is to figure out how, like, my low prep works out and how I can try to convey that in the writing, so this way it's clearer for when I do the revision for this particular mastermind, to make it clear for anybody else that wants to run Pemberton Potts, right? I have my ideas, but I mean, it's not going to work if I'm the only one that can run her. So you guys are helping me out in doing this, and I appreciate you all for it. So hopefully I will have something, like, really more concrete by the end of the year. Not that you're going to be done by the end of the year, not by a long shot, but yeah. I mean, I'm always excited to see what you guys make of your characters, make what you do with all the threats, and yeah, still plugging along. So it's exciting. Yeah, and I don't know if are we playing next week, or we canceled off for next week because there's 2 people
There's
missing.
2 out.
So we canceled off for next week. Okay, so
Right. And then I am missing the following week.
Okay.
So someone else will have to find Jack.
okay, all right.
I'll be in Scotland.
Scotland. All right, great. You can go visit Mrs. McGarity. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh, yeah. Next week at this time I will be in Rhode Island.
Okay. All righty. Okay. So thank you all very much, and
Thank you, everyone.
you all
Thanks,
have a
folks.
wonderful
This is fun.
week or 2 or 3 or whatever for happy gaming, and I will see you the next time I see you. Thank you all so much.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.